You've been waiting for love, searching every face in every room, wondering if your person even exists. The silence feels deafening when everyone around you seems to find their match while you remain alone. You've questioned your worth, your timing, maybe even God's plan for your heart. But what if I told you that the very waiting you think is punishment is actually divine preparation? What if every closed door wasn't rejection, but redirection towards something far more beautiful than you could have imagined? The nights stretch long when you're carrying questions that have no easy answers. You replay conversations with people who felt like possibilities, but faded into memories. You wonder if your standards are too high or if you're somehow invisible to love itself. The world tells you to lower your expectations, to settle, to stop believing in fairy tales. But deep in your spirit, something whispers that there's more. Something sacred about the way two souls can recognize each other across time and circumstance. You doubt yourself in the quiet moments. Maybe you missed the signs. Maybe you walked past your person in the grocery store or sat next to them on a bus without looking up from your phone. The fear creeps in that love is a game of chance, and somehow you keep missing your turn. But what if it's not about chance at all? What if there's an intelligence behind every encounter, every near miss, every moment that felt like it could have been something but wasn't quite ready to bloom? Sometimes the most profound introductions happen in the most ordinary moments. Before the rain, there's always the stillness. Before dawn, there's always the deep quiet of night. The same divine wisdom that orchestrates seasons knows exactly when your heart is ready to receive what it's been longing for. Not a moment too soon, when you might mistake intensity for intimacy. Not a moment too late, when hope might have withered into cynicism. Consider how a master gardener works. They don't plant seeds in frozen ground or during the harsh heat of summer. They wait for the perfect conditions, when the soil has been prepared and the season is right for growth. Your heart is that garden, and every experience has been tilling the soil, removing stones of past hurt, enriching the earth with wisdom and discernment. The waiting isn't empty time, it's preparation time. God introduces soulmates through divine timing that defies human logic. You might meet them when you've stopped actively searching, when you're finally content in your own company, or perhaps during a season of serving others when your focus has shifted from receiving love to giving it. The introduction often comes wrapped in the ordinary, disguised as coincidence, but carrying the fingerprints of perfect orchestration. The first way heaven reveals your person is through unexpected alignment. You find yourself in places you never planned to be, taking paths that seemed like detours but were actually direct routes to destiny. Maybe it's the job you almost didn't take, the event you reluctantly attended, or the conversation that began with someone asking for directions. These moments feel random, but they're choreographed by a love that sees the bigger picture. Your soulmate might enter your story through what feels like divine interruption. Just when you've settled into your single season, just when you've made peace with your own company, they appear. Not because God wants to disrupt your contentment, but because your contentment has prepared you to love without desperation, to connect without losing yourself in the process. True love doesn't rescue you from loneliness, it meets you in your wholeness. The second way involves spiritual confirmation that goes beyond surface attraction. There's a recognition that transcends the physical, a knowing that whispers through your spirit before your mind can analyze it. You find yourself at peace in their presence in a way that surprises you. Conversations flow like rivers finding their natural course. Silence between you feels comfortable rather than awkward. Your souls seem to speak the same language, even when your backgrounds might be completely different. This spiritual alignment manifests in shared values that you discover gradually, not through interview-style questions, but through observing how they treat others, how they handle disappointment, how they speak about their dreams and fears. You realize that your prayers for a partner weren't just about finding someone to share your life with, but about finding someone whose life mission complements your own. The third way God orchestrates these meetings is through preparation seasons that happen simultaneously in both of your lives. While you've been healing from past relationships, learning to love yourself, and deepening your faith, they've been on their own journey of becoming. The timing isn't coincidental when you finally cross paths. Both of your hearts needed to reach a certain level of readiness, a certain depth of character, before you could recognize and receive each other. These preparation seasons often involve learning lessons that will serve your future relationship. You discover your communication style, your boundaries, your capacity for forgiveness and grace. You learn the difference between being alone and being lonely, between wanting someone and being ready for someone. Every experience has been shaping you into the person who can love your soulmate well and receive their love fully. The fourth way divine orchestration unfolds is through what appears to be divine interruption at precisely the right moment. You've learned to find joy in solitude, discovered strength in your own company, and built a life that feels complete without another person filling the gaps. Your prayers have shifted from desperate pleading to grateful surrender. You've stopped scanning every room for possibilities and started savoring the present moment. Then, when your heart has reached this place of genuine contentment, they appear. Not because heaven wants to disrupt your peace, but because your peace has prepared you to recognize authentic love. You're no longer driven by the fear of being alone or the need to prove your worth through another person's affection. This readiness becomes the fertile ground where real love can take root and flourish without the weeds of insecurity choking its growth. The meeting itself often defies your expectations entirely. Maybe you encounter them during a season of service, when your hands are busy caring for others and your heart is focused on giving rather than receiving. Perhaps they enter your story through a mutual friend who's been quietly observing both of your journeys, sensing a connection that neither of you could see while you were still healing from past disappointments. The fifth and final way God reveals your soulmate is through the quiet confirmation that settles deep in your spirit, a peace that needs no explanation or validation from others. When the right person arrives, there's no frantic questioning, no anxious analysis of every word they speak or gesture they make. Instead, there's a profound stillness that whispers, "This is right." Your soul recognizes what your mind might still be processing. This confirmation often comes not through dramatic signs or overwhelming emotions, but through the gentle alignment of your spirits in prayer, in purpose, and in the simple moments of everyday life. You find yourself praying for them before you're even sure what your feelings mean. You discover that their dreams don't compete with yours, but somehow weave together into something larger than either of you could have imagined alone. The confirmation extends beyond your own heart and into the wisdom of those who know you best. The people who've watched you grow, who've prayed for your healing, who've seen you at your strongest and most vulnerable, begin to recognize something different in you. They see a peace in your countenance, a joy that doesn't depend on circumstances, a groundedness that speaks of divine alignment. Your waiting hasn't been empty time. Every season of solitude has been preparation. Every disappointment has been redirection. Every closed door has been protection, guiding you away from connections that would have diminished you toward the one relationship that will help you become everything you were created to be. The love that finds you won't require you to shrink or pretend or abandon the dreams God has placed in your heart. When you look back on this season of waiting, you'll understand that it was never about finding someone to complete you. It was about becoming so complete in God's love that you could offer your whole heart to another whole heart, creating something beautiful and eternal together. Your story isn't ending in loneliness. It's unfolding into a love that reflects the very